Hello, it's William Dorrington from Those Dynamics Guys here. So as I mentioned briefly before, I've started looking at customer engagement PSA. And as I come from a predominantly finance and operations background, I thought I'd document what I find as I go along so that other finance and operations consultants may want to join in. So one thing I have noticed is if you are very knowledgeable in the project management and accounting arena within finance and operations, then you really will take to this like a duck to water. So what I want to show you is some of the project management functionality that we can have within customer engagement PSA. So I go to my recently viewed items. I've actually pinned a project here called Ed's Diner Digital Experience. Purely because I love their milkshakes, I thought I'd throw that as the example. Straight away, I'm hit by this sort of project header where I can see salient details about the project itself, name, description, associating contract. I can look at estimates, so this is estimations that I've provided the system with, and then what's actually been hitting the project, the stage of the project within the process. I can see it's at stage delivery. The due date, when we started, is just down there. What our labor costs have been so far, the consumption, and the progress. Now, what I can do is go up to the project menu, and I can look at the work breakdown structure, a bit like we can in finance and operations. Now, this gives me a good overview of the tasks included within the project. I can see how many hours for how long, assigned roles and resources, a lot like finance and operations. I get to see this Gantt chart overview, which I quite like, and you can also see how much of the days have been absorbed for that particular task. What you can also do is change certain views as well, and you can also choose particular columns if you wish. Now, the next thing I'd like to show you is we can also look at project estimates. This is where we can see estimations of effort, we can see estimations of cost, and we can see estimations of sales per task or per role, depending on how you're actually categorizing this and what you've selected. Now, a lot like the tracking within finance and operations when you do it from a work breakdown structure level, you can also do that within PSA. So when I go to project labor tracking, I can actually see what hours have hit each particular task within the WBS, and once again, the absorption of days and hours there. I can actually look at effort tracking, and I can look at cost tracking, a lot like what we can do with finance and operations. Now, what I could also look at is my project team members and my resource requirements to see who's actually been included within this project. Once again, we can also do this within finance and operations. And here you can actually submit requests, as spoke about in the previous video, to the resourcing manager to fulfill any gaps you may have in your project, or you can actually book them yourself. Now, that's really all I want to show at this point. But I hope you can really see some of the similarities between finance and operations, project management, accounting, and PSA. Obviously, they're completely different in uses. One is a finance system. The other one is really to help you with going from that lead to qualifying the lead to an opportunity, starting to quote that opportunity, winning that quote and turning it into an order, and then actually also creating a project. And I will talk about that a bit more in other videos and how they all entwine and help each other. But it's hopefully this provided a good overview. And yep, just watch this space for further videos. Thank you.